You're welcome back. You're watching Midday Live on TV3. It's now time for business, and my colleague Kweku Timeng is standing by.
Well, interesting details, especially around this time. I'm sure you might even want to know about what is happening with the Public Accounts Committee. Well, this afternoon, my colleague Evelyn Tegma would be joining me, bringing us updates on, well, what is perceived as misuse of state funds. And then also, when we hit the World Bank, of course, Africa is the next continent to look at as growth rate continuously ups around the region. So we'll talk about this and many more in just about a while. All right, so the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament is alarmed at how over $30 million out of over $100 million was used or spent on consultancy and training under the second environmental sanitation project. The committee is not happy at the misuse of state funds at the local level.
Tema, Tamale, Kumasi and Sekondi Takoradi Metropolitan Assemblies took their turns on the first day of the committee sitting. They answered questions regarding the Auditor General's report on the second urban environmental sanitation project for the year 2010. The urban environmental sanitation project, started in 2004, was to help improve urban sanitation in Accra, Kumasi, Tema, Sekondi and Tamale. The project was funded by 3 agencies: International Development Association contributing $62 million, Nordic Development Fund 9 million euros, and Agence Française de Développement giving 25 million euros. But how these monies were spent alarmed the committee members.
What was the nature of the consultancy, the training, and so on, to attract almost 1/3 or half of the amount that was used for the year?
We have separate consultancy services for financial management analysis. They have their report and their recommendation. Issue of recruitment, they came out with the recommendation that the assemblies equipment should be revamped.
If we come and sit at a public hearing like this and say that one of the things the people did for us was to come and tell us that we should revamp our equipment situation, I wonder why a consultant should come from Netherlands to come and tell our district assemblies that the equipment that are broken down must be repaired, and that we pay him huge sums of money.
We are told that non-capital expenditure for 2010 was 973,729, which means this is the amount that has been spent and being amortized. So even the 157 is an amortized component. So it's worse. It means that the whole money is being consumed in consultancy, studies, and training. Could you explain why we have so much?
When we look at it beyond the project and the benefits that comes with it, then I think that that amount may not be that as worse as we're trying to look at it. But I agree with you that some of this non-capital expenditure has to be watched next time when we have such a loan coming through.
You were talking about the benefits, Mr. Minister. Can you tell us, talking of storm drainage, the areas of concern, storm drainage, community upgrading, sanitation, institutional strengthening, can you convince this body that indeed there has been an impact?
We benefited from an upgrading, community upgrading. And if you go to Tamale now and you know the Abu market, you look on your right when you're going towards the Abu market, it was a slum sort of community. But as a result of this project, the roads, the sanitation, everything was done. And the value of the lands as at now is very, very high.
What the auditors are saying was that when they went to the site, they noticed that bank reconciliation was not being done. And my colleague, lady here, is telling us that interest was low by her own sort of analysis. And she suspects that because bank reconciliation were not being done, the bank may have sort of done something that wouldn't have helped us at all. So we need to find the accountant who did not do the bank reconciliation thing.
All right, so the Public Accounts Committee, they're obviously grilling some members of the local authorities that appeared before it yesterday. My colleague Evelyn Tegma is up in Parliament. She would come through shortly to update us more. Evelyn, if you're on the line, very good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on Midday Live. Can you just simply brief us on who has appeared before the PAC committee this afternoon and exactly what they've been talking about?
Good afternoon, Kweku. Currently, we have the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research before the committee, and under this research institute, we have the Institute of Industrial Research, Food Research Institute, and the Savannah Agric Research Institute. Earlier, we had the Atomic Energy Commission appearing before the committee, and they actually had a problem with the preparation of their accounts. The institute had not prepared their or submitted their accounts to the Auditor General, and that has been the trend. As we speak, the Commission was not able to or didn't have their 2009 accounts presented to the Auditor General, and instead of 2010 and 2011, they were now going through the 2009 accounts. But officials of the Commission were complaining or have been explaining that it has been as a result of the switch from a manual system that they were using to an electronic one. And that has been the situation. But the committee found it very strange, and that it expressed that it was a breach of the financial regulations and proposed that the appropriate sanctions be given to them by the auditors. And the committee was also baffled for the fact that the Commission is under government subvention, yet they have not been able to prepare their accounts and then present it to the Accountant General, and they still have these subventions from government. So they were even proposing that, or asking them whether they should stop this subvention from government. And they actually, the officials from the Commission actually apologized, and said from the way forward they're going to change that attitude. And that has been the situation here. That has been the issues that the Commission found it with the committee. But currently we have the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research Institute before the committee.
All right, but Evelyn, just before you even discuss further the Council for Scientific Research, now they just apologized now for the Commission. Was this enough to just apologize, or they think, well, punitive measures should be taken?
Yes, exactly. Like I said, they apologized though, and so the chairman of the committee asked the Auditor General what should be done, what sanctions should they be giving. So the Auditor General did indicate that they're going to give them sanctions, but he didn't actually mention what sanctions should be given to them. But I think they are going to talk about that one closed door, and later that will be presented to Parliament quickly.
All right, Evelyn, my colleague Evelyn Tingma joining me from the Public Accounts Committee, bringing us updates on who has appeared today and exactly what they've been saying. We can see a big thank you later tonight on News 360. You can get more updates on this particular subject. Well, my name is Kweku Timin. Thanks for staying with us on the business segment. Up next, we'll be doing some sports updates and also looking at some international stories. We'll be back shortly. Do stay with us.